Let's talk about a city whose very heartbeat is the rumble of industry, a place built on a resource so important they call it Black Diamond. That city is Soma, in Turkey. But what happens when that heartbeat just stops? Today, we're digging into why the Black Diamond suddenly fell silent. There's this one phrase that just perfectly sums up the spirit of Soma. Alın terinin enerji dönüştüğü here. It means the city where sweat turns to energy. And really, that says it all. This is a place that's defined by hard work, where the labor of its people, miners, engineers, you name it, literally powers the nation. It's a community built on pure grit.
What's so fascinating about Soma is this kind of split personality it has. On one hand, you've got this land steeped in ancient history, home to civilizations like the Hittites and the Ottomans. But right alongside that, you have this modern industrial juggernaut. It's ground packed with lignite coal, the Black Diamond. It's a city where ancient ruins literally stand in the shadow of factory smokestacks.
And at the very heart of all that industrial power is this, the Soma Thermal Power Plant. For decades, this wasn't just some building. It was the engine driving the city's entire economy and its day-to-day life. Just to give you a sense of scale here, the plant has what they call a nameplate capacity. That's its maximum possible output of 990 megawatts. That makes it an absolute behemoth in Turkey's energy grid, a true giant designed to turn that black diamond into electricity for millions of people. But here's the thing, this plant's job was so much bigger than just making electricity. It was woven into the community in three really critical ways. It powered a huge chunk of the country, sure, but it also provided the paychecks for thousands of local families. And maybe most importantly, it literally heated the city's homes in the winter. It wasn't just a power plant, it was Soma's lifeline.
When you think about all that, it's pretty hard to even imagine Soma without it. So what on earth happened to this giant? And then the announcement came, and it shocked the entire region. Production was stopping immediately. Just like that, the heart of Soma just stopped beating. So what was the official story? Well, the company running the plant said the decision came down to one thing: increasing financial losses. They claimed it just wasn't sustainable anymore to keep the plant running, especially through the winter. And the immediate fallout for the workforce? Something called unpaid leave. Let's be really clear what this means. You're not fired, technically, but you're not getting paid either. Workers are just sent home, their income gone, and their entire future thrown into question. Because, a corporate decision like this is never just about the bottom line. It has an immediate, and in this case, a devastating human cost. And it all centered on two of the most basic human needs: a paycheck and warmth. Instantly, 87 workers were put on unpaid leave. Now, 87 might not sound like a huge number, but in a tight-knit town like Soma, that's 87 families who lost their income overnight. And the ripple effects from something like that, they touch everyone. Now, the workers didn't just take this lying down. The union organized, and they organized fast. This quote from the local union president, Mustafa Gurgenler, really shows their determination. They set up a resistance tent right out front of the plant, claiming the order came from higher up and vowing to fight for their jobs to the very end. But this crisis was about so much more than just jobs. Remember that third crucial role the plant played? The city's entire heating system runs on waste heat from the plant. So no production doesn't just mean no power, it means no heat. You can just feel the shock and the outrage in the mayor's words here. Basim.Lulu was just floored, and his question really gets to the heart of the desperation. How could you leave an entire city to face the winter cold? This wasn't just an economic problem anymore. It had become a full-blown humanitarian crisis. So, where does all of this leave the city of the Black Diamond? Well, all of a sudden, its future is looking incredibly uncertain. So let's just recap what's happening here. You've got workers without paychecks. You have an entire city without its main source of heat, right as winter is setting in. The industrial engine that defined Soma for generations has just seized up. And to pour salt in the wound, this all happened just one day before the start of Ramadan, a deeply important time for the entire community. And this leaves us with a really critical question, one that goes way beyond Soma and applies to industrial towns all over the world. What is the fate of a city, a culture, a whole way of life, when the one single pillar it was built on is suddenly kicked out from under it?